Milwaukee M12 Hammer Drill with 450 pounds of torque. Will this replace my M18 Hammer Drill and my M12 Screwdriver? Milwaukee came out with the M12 Hammer Drill, and I sort of stood back for a little bit, and I've been looking at it and looking at it. I finally decided to get this because it's a hammer drill, but it's got 450 pounds of torque, which is, I think, slightly more than my hammer drill right now. This is an older version. So for my everyday carry, or in my kit now, I used to carry these two. That was, I had a slightly different battery. I really like my cordless screwdriver, the M12, and of course I love my hammer drill. But what I've done now is I've replaced, in my everyday carry, I have this, and I think it's a 5th generation, 450 pounds of torque. There's still a lot out there for sale at 400 pounds of torque. This thing is being unbelievable right now, and it's still got the power setting. The pack came with a 2 amp and a 4 amp battery, M12 batteries, so 2 amp and a 4 amp. What I found is the 1.5s, which I have a lot of 1.5s, just don't kind of cut it. But a minimum of the 2 amp is good for me for drilling locks and even doing some installs. But I just actually used this today. I actually had to drill a safe. It was a simple safe, and I've done 3 safes now. Rather than go back to the truck and grab everything, I had to put a little hole, a 1-inch hole or a 1/4-inch hole, and freehand. It was simple safes. And I found the 2 amp didn't quite cut it, so I put in the 4 amp when it came to drilling safes. It just sort of, the 2 amps wasn't enough. Now I like the compact of the 2 amp, so I'm going to pick up a 3 amp and give it a try. So the 4 amp is great. I use this for drilling safes. I used it for doing an install, installing a deadbolt in a metal or steel door. So with the 4 amp is absolutely fantastic. I can imagine the 3 amp will be good as well. But again, hammer drill. So the way I carry it in my kit is just with the 2 amp because it's nice and slim. So in my everyday carry, I got a 2 amp M12. I'm going to get the 3 amp. Because just see what that's like. But I have no problem at all with this. This is actually a fantastic, it really is a weight reduction for me in my everyday carry. Still, when I'm installing multiple deadbolts or I'm doing a safe job, I'll use my my M18s. But for just everyday carry in my kit, this is fantastic. Nice and light, compact, and also drilling a few of these electronic locks that have failed. This just gets me in a little bit tighter. You can see compared to that. So it's a lot tighter getting into some really nooks and crannies for me. So does this replace everything? In my everyday carry, I no longer carry this and this in my everyday carry. So this has done the trick for me. If I have a lot of, I still really love this. So if I have a lot of locks to take off, I like to have that with me. If I have a lot of locks to install or a heavy duty safe to drill, I still use that. But when you see me on the job site in my kit, this is it right here. And I'll let you know how the 3 amp goes when I got it. So does the M12 replace these two? Yes, in my everyday carry, but I still have them all in my service truck. I hope this helps. I highly recommend this. 450 pounds of torque. And you can always, just like all the other ones, you can see how much power is left in them. Okay, hope you have a good day. Please subscribe.